Hey everybody, say hi. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? Well, one thing led to another, and 8 years later, we have 2 kids. We live in Colorado, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Cum ajungi de la cel mai bun lucru care i s-a întâmplat soției tale să fii călăul ei, să fii cel care o omoară?
And because of my health challenges, because I got so sick, I let him in. And he only knew me at that time. He knew me at my worst. And he accepted me. And, you know, through your vows, like through sickness and everything, he's been there. He was the one that let me lay on him and fall asleep for 3.5 hours.
Vedeți cu câtă iubire povestește Shanann despre soțul ei? Ei bine, câteva săptămâni mai târziu, acesta a ucis-o.
He is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Salutare, oameni buni! Astăzi vom vorbi despre un caz care pe mine m-a afectat profund. E un caz complicat, unul pe care poate l-ați mai auzit, dar cu siguranță o să vă surprindă prin detalii. Știți, sunt cazuri care îți lasă urme și îți rămân în minte mult timp după ce ai auzit de ele. Cazul de astăzi este exact așa. Este despre Christopher Watts, un om care a fost văzut drept soțul și tatăl perfect, dar care ascundea un secret întunecat. Pe măsură ce vom explora povestea lui, imaginile reale și detalii șocante vor apărea pe ecran. Așadar, vă avertizez din start. Imaginile și detaliile s-ar putea să vă afecteze emoțional, deci pregătiți-vă. Dacă ești gata, să începem. Familia Watts părea a fi o imagine perfectă. Chris și Shanann, 2 tineri frumoși, fericiți, cu 2 fiice adorabile, Bella și Celeste. Viața lor era plină de momente frumoase, de zâmbete și de amintiri fericite. În ochii celor din jur erau exemplul de familie ideală. Shanann era o mamă dedicată, iar Chris un soț iubitor. Împreună formau un cuplu admirat de toată lumea. Se bucurau de fiecare moment petrecut împreună și nimeni nu își putea imagina ce se ascunde în spatele acestei fericiri aparent neîntrerupte. Pe rețelele sociale, Shanann împărtășea bucuriile vieții de familie, chiar și provocările. Era foarte activă în comunitate, având un grup de suport pentru mamele care se confruntau cu diverse probleme. Era o femeie puternică, dar și vulnerabilă. Chris, pe de altă parte, era văzut ca un tată perfect. La birou era bine văzut, prietenos și dornic să ajute. Nimeni nu-și putea imagina că, în spatele acestei imagini perfecte, se afla un bărbat care ascundea secrete întunecate. Dar așa cum se întâmplă adesea, adevărul poate fi mai întunecat decât ceea ce pare. Iar ceea ce părea a fi o familie unită, plină de iubire, ascundea tensiuni și probleme care, în cele din urmă, au dus la tragedie. Ok, hai să ne imaginăm asta. Ești la muncă într-o zi obișnuită. Telefonul îți sună și răspunzi. La capătul firului e prietena cea mai bună a soției tale. E îngrijorată. Îți spune că nu dă de ea. A sunat de mai multe ori, i-a trimis mesaje, dar nimic. Și toată lumea știe că soția ta are telefonul mereu cu ea și răspunde imediat. Știi că soția ta este dependentă de telefon și de social media, iar asta e un semn clar că ceva e în neregulă. Și spune că se află chiar în fața casei tale, dar că ușa e închisă și că nu poate intra. În plus, Shanann, soția ta, este diabetică și prietena ei se gândește deja la ce e mai rău. Mașina ei e parcată în fața casei, așa că cel mai probabil e în casă. Cum răspunzi tu? Ce faci în acele momente critice? În loc să-i spui să intre imediat, să verifice, să vadă ce s-a întâmplat, îi spui să aștepte, să nu facă nimic, să stea acolo liniștită până ajungi tu acasă. 45 de minute. 45 de minute în care orice, absolut orice se poate întâmpla. Și uite așa începe totul. Un mic detaliu, un răspuns apare normal, care devine începutul unei povești întunecate, ce va dezvălui una dintre cele mai șocante crime din istoria modernă. Totul a pornit de la prietena lui Shanann. Ea a fost cea care a declanșat alarma și bine a făcut. Pentru că Shanann era diabetică și își lua cu ea poșeta oriunde mergea. Între timp, prietena lui Shanann a sunat și la poliție pentru că nu i s-a părut normal.
My name's Nicole, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. She's 15 weeks pregnant, and she wasn't feeling well over the weekend, and I have called and texted. I've come to her house. She's not answering the door. She's not responding to text messages, phone calls. I've had other friends reach out to her. None of us can get her to respond to us, and her car is here.
What's her name?
Shanann Watts.
And her husband's name is?
His name is Chris Watts. Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
Right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9. And I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. And she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking. And we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today. Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I called, I texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day right in the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Poliția a ajuns acolo și au trebuit să-l sune pe Chris, care încă nu ajunsese. Acesta este apelul telefonic dintre polițist și Chris.
Hey Chris, Officer Coonrod for the police department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything out of place. I'm not hearing kids. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, and all of her stuff is here, and I set off the alarm by trying to open the garage forcefully, and that didn't work. So, and their alarm's one of the ones where it goes off and it feels like it's making your ears bleed. So if she was in there,
She should have heard it.
yeah, she would have while she was sleeping, because they have little things on the wall on every room to go off.
Într-un final, Chris apare și el și care este primul lucru pe care îl face? Dă mâna cu polițistul și intră prin garaj, se uită în mașina lui Shanann. Adică cine stă să se salute cu polițistul și să-i salute pe cei din jur, în loc să intre imediat în casă să vadă ce s-a întâmplat. Vă vi se pare ăsta un comportament normal? Deja vedem primele red flags.
Check in the house for consent. Oh. Well, any friends you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know, I guess
Amanda,
her parents are out of state.
across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening.
Pentru că Shanann era diabetică și își lua poșeta cu ea oriunde mergea, atunci când prietena ei a intrat în casă și a văzut că poșeta era acolo, dar Shanann nu era, a știut. A știut că ceva grav s-a întâmplat. Polițiștii au intrat în casa lui Chris să verifice ce s-a întâmplat. Au declarat că era prea curată casa, arăta super bine, totul era aranjat și parcă era anormal de aranjată. Au făcut câteva poze, s-au uitat dacă ceva lipsește, dar deja era neregulă pentru că Shanann nu pleca fără poșeta ei de acasă. El le spune polițiștilor că are camere de supraveghere și că acestea ar trebui să surprindă orice mișcare. Dacă Shanann ar fi ieșit din casă, dacă ar fi plecat undeva, ar fi trebuit să fie filmată. Simplu, nu?
You guys have any kind of issues, marital issues, or
We're going through separation.
you are? Did you guys file it yet or anything, or just talking about?
No, we're gonna sell the house and do a separation.
How's that going?
It's going
Civil for the most part, or? And there was no note or anything by the wedding ring?
No.
Was any of her clothes, anything like that missing?
Yeah.
It didn't look like she went through and packed up a bag or anything.
All that bombs.
Did she tell you anything about leaving, moving out?
Not moving out. I mean, last time I talked to her was this morning. She said she's going to take the kids to a friend's house, and that's where she was going to be. And then I've texted her today. I've never heard anything. But cars here. Cars are here. Unless somebody came and picked her up. But the people that I know.
This is her purse?
That's her purse. It's her medication. She takes these, her medication's still in here. What about the local hospital? Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works, this is her lifeline.
În fața camerelor de televiziune, Chris Watts a apărut ca un soț îngrijorat și îndurerat, exprimând public neliniștea sa pentru dispariția soției și a celor două fiice. Cu o aparentă tristețe în ochi și o voce calmă, el a susținut că nu-și poate explica dispariția lor și că face tot posibilul pentru a-i găsi.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like, somebody has to come forward.
În ciuda emoțiilor sale aparent sincere, privirile celor care l-au văzut la televizor au observat o anumită lipsă de autenticitate în gesturile și în tonul său. Această apariție publică a fost punctul de plecare pentru o investigație intensă care avea să dezvăluie mai multe despre ceea ce s-a întâmplat cu adevărat în familia Watts.
Did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like if somebody has her, just please bring her back.
Se vede cum Chris are emoții. Nu pare atât de interesat de ce e pe camere pentru că știe că nu va vedea pe soția lui. Însă lucrurile nu erau atât de simple. Chris nu părea interesat de imagini. De fapt, el se uita cu totul altundeva. Pe măsură ce polițistul se uită pe înregistrări, Chris nu urmărește camerele. El urmărește reacțiile polițistului, ca și cum ar vrea să vadă dacă îl crede.
Is this on continually recording?
Yep. Well,
Is it motion or is it?
event.
Okay, so it's motion.
Any motion event that happens, yeah. But I get cars driving from this street, This is him at 517.
Știți acel moment când nu știți ce să ziceți, așa că scoateți telefonul și vă prefaceți că scrieți un mesaj? Chris nu era suspectat de polițiști în acel moment. El putea părea panicat pentru că nu știa unde e familia lui. Dar hei, voi ce ați face într-o astfel de situație? Sincer, eu aș lua o razna. Nici nu m-aș fi oprit să mă uit la camere, aș fi alergat să fac tot ce pot să-mi găsesc familia. Dar Chris nu e la fel. El pare că are alte gânduri.
Park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier to loading everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
Îl vedeți? Stă cu mâinile în cap. Parcă nici nu-și dă seama ce face. Limbajul trupului său îl dă de gol la fiecare pas. Se vede clar că e panicat. Se întreabă, poate, Doamne, cum de nu m-am gândit la camerele de filmat ale vecinului? Se vede clar că e panicat. Și normal că polițistul nu suspectează deocamdată pentru că poate el e panicat pentru că nu știe unde e soția lui.
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call up the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there was any sort of action out
On
there,
his camera,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that, and I had parked my truck
I
up
had
here.
a park right here.
Yeah, so someone
See if
I could
anything
see where
happened.
someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
Yeah,
have
if it would have
got it.
been like right in that area, it should have picked. I mean,
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
you know where that trigger is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car. Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a your turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. I've got her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning. So, did you go check if anything was missing around your house?
There wasn't nothing. It was like all the little blankies and stuff.
It just seems kind of odd to me. Why would he pull the stuff up in the garage?
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen him pull it back. I've never seen him. If he loads his stuff, he normally just walks back and forth because I get him on camera.
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunchbox and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
he doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. And he never backs his truck into the driveway.
That's what her
ever.
friend Christina was saying.
Diesel.
Got enough. She's like, he never backs his truck up. Her mom said it too. She's like, he carries his stuff out in the house. He
Yep.
doesn't back his truck up.
Well, I have him on camera doing that when he does it. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself in his situation.
Oh, I agree.
You know, anyone's going to be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he
told you 3 times what he brought with him? Why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, he didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why is he so worried about you knowing what he's carrying out? That's all I'm saying.
Bineînțeles că toată lumea se alarmează. Era vorba despre o soție, însărcinată apropo, cu 2 copii care au dispărut. Așa că și FBI-ul intră în scenă, apar imediat televiziunile, știți toată nebunia din America. Apoi vine unul dintre cele mai ciudate detalii. Chris nu le spune polițiștilor că Shanann e însărcinată. Nu, trebuie să vadă o reclamă la TV pentru a-și aminti. O reclamă despre sarcini, iar brusc își aduce aminte că soția lui e însărcinată cu cel de-al 3-lea copil al lor. Credeți că atunci a dat seama că nu ar fi trebuit să fie un asemenea detaliu? Sau poate ce altceva a uitat? Poate i-a scăpat vreo urmă? Poate regretă că nu a aruncat și poșeta lui Shanann? Pentru polițist, comportamentul lui Chris poate nu e suspect încă. Oamenii reacționează diferit. Dar vecinul lui Chris? Ei bine, vecinul lui se vedea cu el de mai multe ori pe săptămână. Și în momentul în care l-a văzut, a știut că ceva e în neregulă. Nu era Chris cel obișnuit. Când cunoști o persoană suficient de bine, știi ce să te aștepți de la ea. Shanann era însărcinată. Nimeni nu s-ar fi gândit că un soț iubitor ar putea face rău soției sale, mai ales în timp ce ea așteaptă un copil. Chris nu avea antecedente, nu era cunoscut pentru violență. La serviciu era extrem de prietenos și dispus să ajute pe toată lumea. Era un om bun, n-ar fi făcut asta niciodată. Deci, ce a făcut Shanann atât de grav încât să-l sperie pe Chris atât de mult? Să-l facă să o omoare, să-și omoare și proprii copii. Dacă v-aș spune că Shanann nu a făcut nimic, ce l-a trădat pe Chris? Ei bine, actoria proastă. Polițiștii și-au dat imediat seama că ceva era în neregulă. Greșeala sa reală a fost că credea că putea controla totul. Credea că putea păcăli polițiștii, prietenii, familia, vecinii. Credea că își poate ține capul sus și să pară îndurerat. Dar ceea ce nu știa era că polițiștii deja aveau suspiciuni și că adevărul este mai greu de ascuns decât ar fi crezut el. Nu e ciudat că e super calm, pare că nu s-a întâmplat mare lucru. Trecuse o zi de când nimeni nu știa nimic de familia lui, iar pentru el nu părea că s-a întâmplat mare lucru. Toată lumea știa că Chris ascunde ceva, iar poliția l-a vrut în camera de interogare. Aveau nevoie de răspunsuri și aveau nevoie de răspunsuri rapid. Vine vorba de oameni în camere de interogare, știți care e problema? Sunt predictable. Adică în 99% din cazuri ei sunt pentru prima oară în acea cameră. Nu cunosc jocul. Polițiștii sunt antrenați zi de zi pentru momentul ăsta. Ei nu au emoții. Știu exact ce să întrebe și unde să ducă conversația. La cea mai mică greșeală ai pierdut. E foarte greu să câștigi această luptă.
And trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but realizing that doing like our homework, it's not, most of the time that's not going to work. Yeah. And it gets pretty emotional because we have 2 beautiful kids and we have 1 on the way. So it's just a matter of like, it was very emotional. We were both crying, and at the end, we just said, you know, she said she was going to take the kids to her friend's house for the day. She would be back. Okay. I was like, okay, it's fine. And so I went downstairs, made my protein shake. It was 5 a.m. That's when I did that. And she has plenty of friends through like direct sales that I've never met that could have a kid that they come and just say, hey, you know, let's go. Like, just back up in the back, put them in, let's go. I wouldn't have the name, I wouldn't know who they are. Okay. And this is like, that's what's driving me nuts. It's like, when I told the news crew, like, if she's out there, like, just come home. Like, if someone has her, or like, not just has her, but she's at somebody's house and she's just decompressing, it's time to come back. Because now this is real. Okay. This has gone to a different level. Absolutely.
Această interogare a durat aproximativ 2 ore. 2 ore în care polițistul nu vorbește prea mult. Îl lasă pe Chris să-și spună povestea. Ce s-a întâmplat până în momentul în care dispeceratul de poliție a primit apelul. Chris a povestit că în dimineața dispariției, el și Shanann ar fi avut o discuție emoțională despre viitorul relației lor. Conform lui Chris, Shanann ar fi fost supărată din cauza faptului că el a menționat că nu mai este fericit în căsnicie și că dorește să se despartă. Chris a afirmat că Shanann era foarte tulburată emoțional în acel moment. Chris a susținut că după această discuție, Shanann s-ar fi întors la somn, iar el ar fi plecat la serviciu de vreme în jurul orei 5 dimineața. Înainte de a pleca, a văzut-o pe Shanann, dar nu și pe fete. Conform spuselor sale, acesta a fost ultimul moment în care și-a văzut familia. Ok, am înțeles că Shanann a plecat, dar unde s-a dus?
Yesterday, I would have thought that she was safe and it was good that she would come home. Today, it's more on the other side. I don't think that she would let it get this far if she was just decompressing somewhere. I mean, she's not talking to anybody.
And if I'm married, I know how it is. If she's hacked off at her husband, would she call him home?
she would call one of the friends that contacted me.
Okay.
At least one of them, because she has a close-knit group.
Okay.
But the fact that none of them know anything is very strange. Because one of them would have said something by now, seeing what this is escalated to.
Is it possible that her close-knit group isn't close with you and there is somebody who knows where she is right now?
I don't think so, because, I mean, Nicole she's very close with Nicole. And the way Nicole is acting right now, as far as how emotional she gets, there's no way, like, she knows.
What does that mean?
There's no way, like, she would know, like, where she is if she knew.
Oh, so you're saying if Nicole knew?
Yeah, Nicole knew, like, the way she's acting right now, she's as freaked out as I am.
Okay.
În acest moment este foarte important pentru polițiști să adune cât mai multe informații. Era posibil ca Shanann să se ascundă de Chris pentru că era frică de el. Și, de exemplu, dacă era la o prietenă, acea prietenă să nu-i spună lui Chris că știe unde e Shanann. Era normal. Dar cu siguranță Shanann i-ar fi spus lui Nicole, cea mai bună prietenă a ei. Și până și Chris recunoaște asta. Și mai recunoaște că Nicole este mai îngrijorată decât el. Ok, deci el a plecat la muncă, iar Shanann a luat copiii și a plecat. Hai să vedem ce a făcut Chris toată ziua până când a ajuns acasă. Scuze, să vedem ce zice Chris că a făcut până a ajuns acasă. Aflați mai târziu ce a făcut de fapt.
What conversation did you guys have?
Well, that's when I rolled out of bed, and that's when she pretty much told me, like, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house today, and I'll be back later.
Are you sure she said she'll be back
Yes.
later? On a scale of 1 to 10, how positive?
That's a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So she said, I'm going to take the kids to a friend's house, but I'll be back later. Why?
From what I just told her.
That doesn't make sense, though, because you'd be at work when she has to leave.
That's the thing, like, why, I'm not sure why she wanted to go somewhere.
Okay.
But that's what she wanted, like, maybe she didn't want to be in that house after what we were just talking about.
You just talked about it, yeah. It's no longer mentally, emotionally her house then. Okay, so let's focus on, I'm going to take the kids to my friend's house. What does that mean?
Hopefully it's someone that she trusts. Hopefully it's someone that she knows pretty well, and hopefully maybe they have a kid that Bella and Celeste can play with.
But you have no idea who that would be?
Because we've exhausted all of them, all those people.
Okay. And then, so from 5:30 then, what?
That's when I went to work.
Okay. All right.
And then 7:40 is the next time I texted her.
And why'd you text her then?
I hadn't heard from her. And I was just seeing if she knew, like, or just seeing where she went.
Texted Shanann, right?
Yep.
Shanann?
Yep.
And asked if she could tell me where she was taking the kids. Oh. Okay, so at this point, it's 2 hours later and you're thinking, I wonder where she's going.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that text on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Then all the way, what happened between 7:40 and noon?
I was working. I was outside working.
Okay. Noon, texted Shanann to call me. And that's going to be on your phone too? Okay. 12:10, doorbell visitor.
That's when Nicole was at the door and it pinged on my phone.
Okay. What's she doing there then? Oh, then 10 minutes later, you called Nicole to see what was going on. And she told me she couldn't get a hold of Shanann either. And that her shoes were whose shoes? Shanann's shoes?
Yeah.
Were next to the door, and her car was in the garage. Next to the door, inside or outside?
Inside. There's like a little small rectangular window next to the door.
Okay.
You right in there.
Does that mean anything to you? Does Shanann or her shoes always by the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you come in the house, does she usually come in the front door?
Unless she drives in.
Okay.
Then she goes into the garage.
Okay.
That was his from the previous night when she came in.
Oh, okay. So then, let's think about this for a minute. If she comes in, drives in with, what's your other car? Lexus?
Yep.
She drives in the Lexus, comes in.
She comes in the garage door that way, and she drives in the garage. But since Nicole dropped her off that previous night, she came in the front door.
Oh, someone else is driving. The Lexus is already there.
The Lexus is already there.
Okay, so then that makes sense.
Yeah.
You see what we're trying to do? We're trying to be like, did she walk out or was she taken out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it makes sense that her shoes were still right there.
Mm-hmm.
But she's obviously not wearing those shoes. Okay. 1 p.m. I'm now on my way home to check on my family. Is this just because you're worried based on the conversation?
Yeah.
Nicole, had the police contact you by then?
No.
Okay. I arrived. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But Nicole says she was probably going to call the cops.
Okay. All right. Now, so it sounds like Nicole's pretty worried.
Mm-hmm.
More worried than you.
Well, so once she couldn't get anything out of her and nothing was going on in the house, I was like, all right, I gotta go home.
But it sounds like Nicole was more worried.
Yeah, because like most of like if she doesn't text me, like I understand that, like sometimes that happens.
Okay.
But for her not to get back to her direct sales group, that was very unorthodox.
Okay.
Deși întrebările adresate lui Chris erau unele foarte grele, detectivul folosește un ton calm. Nu vrea să-l alarmeze pe Chris. Țineți minte că în acea interogare, el putea să plece în orice moment și totul se putea termina acolo. Dacă își angaja un avocat, jocul se termina, iar poliția pierdea acea luptă. În paralel, polițiștii fac foarte multe chestii pentru anchetă. Vorbesc cu prietenii și cu apropiații, se uită în telefonul lui Shanann pe care l-au găsit în casă, în conversații, pe datele despre locații, se uită pe pozele făcute la fața locului. Practic, încearcă să-și dea seama cine ar fi putut să-i facă asta lui Shanann. Și toate dovezile duceau într-un singur loc.
And you had a pretty tough morning with her.
Yeah.
So she's, again, decompressing what she's in. So it's okay that she's not texting you maybe, but you're going to come home and check just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But Nicole's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking myself through this. You tell me, no, that's not what happened.
No, I mean, like, she like, for her not to get back to her friends like that, like, that's not normal, because, like, she'll get, like, tons of text messages throughout the day from direct sales.
All right.
Like, if she doesn't get back to me, I just assume that she's busy.
Okay. I'm on my way home to check my family, 2 p.m. I arrive home, open the garage door. How?
I have my, button.
Okay. It's in your truck?
Yeah.
Okay. And get inside the house. Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. Who are Bella and Celeste?
That's what my kids.
Okay. Oh, are not in the house. Oh, okay. Shanann's wedding ring is in the nightstand. Her phone is on the couch. Her purse is still here. The medicine for the kids is still here. The car with the car seats are still here. There is no sign of them anywhere.
We're trying to go through from what we could gather, like where she could have gone.
Okay.
As far as like what we saw in the house, it didn't really make sense.
La fix jumătatea interogării, după o oră, de parcă polițistul știa, acesta avea toate datele despre ce s-a întâmplat. Și de aici își schimbă atitudinea și stilul. Se și repoziționează pe scaun. Auzise destule din partea lui Chris. Știa cam tot ce se întâmplase. Ce spusese Chris că se întâmplase. Nu-l va mai lăsa pe Chris să ducă discuția unde vrea el. Din acest moment, el va pune accentul pe vinovăția lui Chris.
Can we talk about something that's kind of hard to talk about? So when I work investigations like this, I have to keep an open mind on everything. Okay. And part of keeping an open mind is listening to you talk about your wife and your marriage. And the day she goes missing is the day that you guys have marital discord. Okay. So you can understand what I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Like, I know, like, I've talked to a few of my friends, like, you know, this does not look good on you. I'm like, I know. It's like, people that, if people knew that we were having marital issues, they're going to look at me, especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach, because this is something that I would never do. Ever. I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife at all. I'm not sure, like, what I could do, like, to make people believe that, just because if they knew we were having marital discord, they would automatically look at me. But there's no, I would harm anybody in my family at all. I know we were having marital discord, and we had that conversation that morning, and then she goes, we have no idea where she is, or the kids. I promise you that I had nothing to do with any of that.
Este fix ca un joc. Polițistul nici măcar nu trebuie să zică ceva. Doar se uită atent la el și îl analizează. În acest punct, până și Chris își dă seama că anchetatorul nu-l crede. Acele pauze lungi și ciudate în care polițistul nu spune nimic îi zic lui Chris că trebuie să continue cu argumente pentru a fi crezut. Așa credea el că își arată nevinovăția. O persoană cu adevărat nevinovată ar da explicația adevărată, după care s-ar revolta că polițistul nu-l crede. Ce face Chris, în schimb? Continuă să explice ca și cum se afundă mai tare în minciună. Ca și cum știe că polițistul nu-l crede, așa că trebuie să mai aducă detalii.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm a very trustworthy person, and the people that do know me, they know how I am a calm person. I am not an argumentative person. I am a person who is never going to be abusive or physical in any kind of relationship. I will never harm my kids. I will never harm my wife. I mean, you can talk. You can talk to any of my friends, any of her friends. They know me. They know I'm a low-key guy that's quiet. So I'm not about confrontation. I'm not about anything that elevates to that level. I mean, like if someone like yells at me, screams at me, I just take it and I just try to get it by the wayside and get it back to where it's just a cool conversation to where like none of that gets to that height. Because I am not that person. I've never been that person.
Okay. You can imagine it's my job. Okay. And I told you that tonight, we would talk about things might offend you, you know that we have to get to the bottom of this. You know that? Yeah. Okay. Would you take a polygraph?
Sure.
Okay. Would you take it tonight?
If that's what you want me to do. I've never done one. I don't know like what it involves, but.
You know what it is?
From what I've seen, it goes on your finger.
You know what the purpose of one is?
That's for a lie detector test.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take a little break. I'm going to come back in here because I have a lot more questions for you. Okay. I want to remind you that tonight is voluntary. Okay. I can't keep you in here. I won't keep you in here. If you want to get right up and walk out of here, you can do that, okay? All right. Do you want to keep talking?
I mean, I can. Okay. I mean, if that's what you want, I can keep talking.
Okay. And you understand that I'm not arresting you right now. You understand that you can walk out of here at any time.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right, I'll be right back.
Polițistul iese din cameră și se duce la colegii lui și spune: "Bă, voi îl credeți pe ăsta?" Adică vă dați seama ce era de partea cealaltă a camerelor? Toată secția de poliție se adunase să vadă această interogare în timp real. Polițiștii trebuiau să analizeze tot ce spune Chris în timp real și să caute strategii pentru a determina dacă ce spune el este adevărul. Când se întoarce în camera de interogare, polițistul vine cu o altă tactică, una emoțională. Se întoarce cu o poză cu familia lui, Shanann, Celeste, Bella, 3 suflete pe care poliția încerca să le găsească cât mai rapid, de care Chris își amintește. Cu câteva ore înainte, ele erau pline de viață, iar el a ales să le omoare. Oare faptul că le vede pentru prima dată în poze, știind că nu mai sunt în viață, îl va da de gol?
Celeste, she's rampage. She's always the one that's gung-ho. She's always the one that's just like, she's off. She's either go or sleep. She's always the one growling. She's always been, she's a tiger. Bella, she's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always, you okay? You okay? You fine? Okay.
I mentioned that when children go missing in the FBI, it's a lot like you see in the movies.
Okay.
We like to get every single one of our recent resources. We like to call every agent and wake them up out of bed, call them back from vacation. We just really like to put a full force in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're comfortable supporting?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that I want to have as many eyes, as many hands, as many investigators, as many evidence people as we can possibly get looking at your house.
Okay.
Can we do that right this minute?
I'll do.
Okay.
I'll stay out of the way if you want.
Okay. That's usually best. For you, for us, for everyone. Okay.
You want me to go stay at my friend's house then?
Is that an option?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if it's still outside. I'm not sure if it's
All right.
probably.
Oh.
Haha, ce glumă bună. Cine e în stare să facă o glumă atunci când soția și cei 2 copii sunt dați dispăruți? Dacă nici asta nu arată că e vinovat? În fine, poliția nu avea dovezi tangibile oricum. Toată lumea îl bănuia în acest punct. Nicole, prietena lui Shanann, vecinul și polițiștii. Polițistul îi spune că vor intra la el în casă și că toată lumea este mobilizată. FBI-ul a intrat în joc. Îi vor răscoli toată casa și vor face tot posibilul să-i găsească familia. Dar Chris nu știm dacă își dorea asta. Voi ce ziceți?
Now, when they go in there, I want them to run a black light over everything. I want them to collect DNA. I want them to look for hair strands and DNA samples. And I want them to look at your stuff and your wife's stuff and your children's stuff and the garage stuff and the car stuff. All of it. Okay. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. Do you have any problems with that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then I want them to do that sooner than later. I might step out here in a minute and just tell them the code and just let them know, guys, let's find how we can get these girls. Okay. Can we keep talking about some complicated things? Sure. Some things that are going to make you uncomfortable? No, that's fine. Okay. So you've done very good in talking to me about this really hard conversation you guys had. Okay. Very good. That's sometimes hard. And I understand why sometimes someone in your position says, doesn't want to tell me about that. Because please go help me find my kids, and you don't need to know about my marriage argument, okay? So I got to say, you've done very good at that, and I need you to keep doing that. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity. Okay, tell me about it.
I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect she has never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way, that we would tell each other before it happened.
I think that sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
Because in the history of the earth, nobody ever does that.
Okay. I just that's what I would like to think.
Okay.
I mean, I know mistakes happen. Like,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's what in my head, that's what I would think would happen. I would hope would happen.
Okay.
But
now, even though I think that sounds ridiculous, if I was in your shoes, I'd say the exact same thing. And I believe that. Okay. But I kind of don't. And you can imagine in my job, I meet all kinds of people. And you can imagine that there are people who have Saturdays with their girlfriend and Sundays with their wives.
Okay.
Right? And they consider themselves to be very virtuous people. Okay. So, with that in mind, I don't care if there's been anything in your relationship. I just don't. And I'm not going to tell the news, and I'm not going to tell anyone, but I do need to know. So, is there anyone that you think that maybe your wife got close with?
if she did, it was very secret then if that was the case, because I had no inkling.
No
at
idea.
all. No, it wasn't even a suspicion.
Okay, not one guy.
Or girl. No. If that was the case, I mean, I didn't have one suspicion about it. Like, if it happened, it wasn't even I wasn't aware.
Nothing.
There was no clue. There was no texting with the phone back or I walk in, swipe type thing. I didn't really have any of that.
Okay. No perfume when she's going out with the girls.
She always sprays something on her.
I mean,
yeah, I know. It wasn't
perfume.
like that 1 in a million perfume or something like that.
All right. No late nights that surprised you. Okay. Now let's talk about you. Okay. On your end, I got to ask, what's your name?
I don't have another one.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Would you tell me if you did?
Yes.
Okay. So, again, highly trained investigator over here, right? I see pictures of you from a few years ago, and I see you standing before me now. Okay. You've gotten pretty fit. Okay. You can imagine when guys start cheating or want to cheat, that's what happens.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
I did not cheat on my wife.
Okay.
Not Thrive helped me. I went from 245 pounds to about
245?
245 pounds.
And that's great, man.
Thank you. And I'm 185, 180 right now. And I've been eating cleaner, just trying to the last little bit. Thrive has helped me a lot, but to maintain it and try to eat cleaner has really helped me as well.
Okay.
And I've got to imagine that maybe there was a girl that inspired it. No. No? No. Okay.
De aproximativ o oră și 20 de minute în acea interogare și totuși, asta era prima dată când polițistul îi pune aceeași întrebare de 2 ori, pentru că știa că el minte. Deci, cu cine se vedea Chris pe ascuns, avea o amantă.
Why are you falling out of love? After the last 5 weeks, like being by myself and being able to be myself again, I couldn't be myself around Shanann anymore. Why not? It was like I was walking just like walk on eggshells type thing. It's kind of like you feel like you're always doing something that's wrong. It's like you feel like you're never like, does that make sense at all?
The timing doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. But like, it's like if you can't be yourself around your wife, who can you be yourself around?
Why couldn't you be yourself around your wife?
I just felt like I'd always have to change who I was because I was always about, I was doing the laundry, I do everything. Like, I do everything that I could for her. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the last 5 weeks, I was just, just being myself, just doing me. And it wasn't in the last 5 weeks. It's been an ongoing process for probably about a year.
Why?
I just felt like everything that we had when we first started dating and we met in 2010, everything, your new relationship, spark, everything hot, heavy, everything's great. Get married, everything's still great. And then, people just fall out of love. I really I can't tell you, the passion, I didn't feel it in my heart anymore. I really can't, just give you a definitive answer other than that. It's like my heart wasn't in it.
I gotta tell you, that sounds like a load of horseshit, man.
I know.
What about the girls?
Bella and Celeste are the light of my life. I'd do anything for those girls. I'd step in front of a bullet in front of a train for those girls.
Și ce a făcut el? Le-a luat jucăria preferată și păturica, pentru că știau că așa vor fi cuminți pe bancheta din spate, în timp ce mama lor era deja moartă în portbagaj și în timp ce ele erau duse pe un câmp să fie omorâte. Mi se face rău.
How old are they? 4 and 3. They'll be 5 in December.
Got it. I think that you're trying to put on a brave face because you're a man and you're a father and you're a husband. I can tell that there's just something you're not telling me. And I'm not sure what it is. I don't know why that is. I don't know why you're not telling me, but there's something that's making you a little bit uncomfortable. I just don't believe some of the things you're telling me. Okay, I just don't. Simply do not believe it. May or may not have had a conversation about how to get out of this marriage or how to fix it, but probably how to get out of it is looking at a bachelor pad in Brighton and did something terrible to his wife and kids. And that may have been an accident. I think it was an accident.
That's not the Chris you're looking at right now. No. The Chris you're looking at is the man who loves these kids and loves his wife and will never, ever, ever do anything to harm them. That's the Chris you're looking at right now. The Chris you're looking at right now wants these kids and his wife back at his house right now.
When you walk out of this room, there's nothing I can say to a room full of police officers that's going to convince them that you have nothing to do with this. You know what they think.
I know what all they call it. Yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't call 911, who woke his wife up at a ridiculous hour because he was so guilty about something that he had to get it off his chest and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you. That didn't go well.
Chris a negat orice fel de implicare în moartea familiei lui și nimeni nu-l credea. Interviul inițial a durat 2 ore. Era deja după 10 seara și polițiștii voiau să facă și un poligraf. Ideea e că l-au chemat a doua zi pentru un test poligraf, iar acesta a acceptat. Din fericire pentru polițiști și vedem ce va urma pentru el. Cumva, poliția a riscat multe că l-a chemat la acel interogatoriu a doua zi, pentru că putea să nu mai vină, iar ei nu aveau ce să facă. putea să-și angajeze un avocat și acolo se termina toată povestea. Aici se încheie prima parte a clipului lui Chris Watts. Ideea este că sunt foarte multe materiale despre acest caz și am vrut să fac un clip cât mai concis pentru a surprinde toate momentele cheie. Sper să aveți răbdare până la următoarea parte, care va apărea săptămâna viitoare probabil. Vom vedea un test poligraf, un alt interogatoriu și câteva alte surprize. Până atunci, spuneți-mi ce părere aveți despre Chris. Vi se pare normal cum se comportă? Arată el la om nevinovat? Spuneți-mi și dacă vă place că am făcut un clip pe care îl împărțim în două părți. Vreau să menționez că am adăugat mai multe imagini exclusive legate de familia Watts pe Patreon. Din păcate, pe unele nu am voie să le folosesc aici. Dar dacă sunteți curios să le vedeți și să înțelegeți mai bine povestea lor, vă încurajez să vizitați pagina noastră de Patreon. Aveți link în bio. Nu uitați să lăsați un like și un comentariu cu părerea voastră. Dacă vrei să prinzi și partea a doua, fii sigur că ești subscriber. Ai un buton acolo jos. Apropo, dacă vreți să vedeți și alte perspective, există un documentar despre acest caz pe Netflix, American Murder, The Family Next Door. Fiți în siguranță. Zi faină!